Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're safe and well. Woodsy here. And today I'm going to be talking about my favourite top 5 Nike SB Dunk releases of 2022. But first, honourable mention. So these were released at the end of last year and it was a pair I really wanted to acquire. Unfortunately, they didn't have like a wide release. They definitely didn't release in the UK. So it's taken me a bit of time to actually get them, but I got them the other day and I will probably eventually do a review of them. It is the Nike SB Dunk Familiar Skate Shop and First Avenue Music Venue collaboration. All black shoe, but the details, the quality, everything about these are superb. This is in a quick strike striped box and yeah, oh, fantastic. So I'm glad I got this pair and yeah, honourable mention for sure. To number 5, so I cheated. I put 2 at number 5 because it was so hard to decide what ones to put in my top 5. There is so many great releases this year. Honourable mentions to the pairs that released this year, and I think that would be on other people's top 5s. You've got the Paisleys. I actually think an underrated pair was the Chlorophylls. They're really, really nice. There's so many. I was going to do a top 10, but again, that was so hard to decide. And also the video would have gone on forever and no one's going to listen to me for that length of time. So to the pairs that I put at number 5, it is the Neck Face Dunk and it is the Huff Dunk. So starting off with the Neck Face. So Neck Face, a really interesting character, really unique character with really cool artwork. He's done a lot of artwork for great skateboard brands, including Thrasher, and he's done a Nike SB previously. He's done a High, which I'm not overly keen on, but I really like the blazer that he did where it was yellow with his script. This pair, because it is supposed to represent a Metalhead's jacket with the patches on it, it really spoke out to me. I like the fact that it's so easy to wear because it's a all black canvas effectively in this black suede with little other details and materials behind it, including you have a miniature swoosh on the left and right in different locations, but then you have all of his artwork slapped across it with these different patches. White midsole, black outsole, and the black outsole on a Nike SB I think always works really well. It's timeless and it's easy to wear. You get black laces stock and black laces spare. The other materials I was talking about, so the sock liner I feel like it almost looks like a denim like material, but obviously it's a lot softer, and the same on the tongue, and then also on the heel tab it has a sort of denim feel to it. Nice print inside with the flames and Neck Face, and I love the fact that you got his artwork additionally on paper on the inside of the striped quick stripe box, and you also got extra patches to actually put on your jacket if you wanted to, or you could put them over areas that you've skated and worn away. So all in all, I really, really like this pair, and I like the fact that he done a charity auction as well for special boxed pairs that he created, which were like a metal tin, and he raised a lot of money to go towards, pretty sure it's to go towards building skate parks, which is always a very good thing to get money for at the end of the day, because it's Nike SB. To the Huffs. So got these quite recently. These were a later in the year release. It had the San Francisco pair, which is the pair I managed to pick up, and then the New York pair. These are almost like a commemorative pair for Keith, the creator, the founder of Huff. And it has Keith Forever on the heel tabs, and it was a really cool release because again it was a quick strike striped box and it was a mystery bag. So you had the mystery bag, you didn't know if you was going to get the San Francisco or the New York pair, and I hit on the San Francisco pair, which I was very happy about, but I would like to acquire the New York pair at some point. You also had a limited run, I think it was either 75 or it's a very small amount, I'll put the numbers up, of the Friends and Family, which was like a grey and a green, really cool pair as well. It would have been interesting if they had just randomly put those in the box, but they actually numbered them and etched them the number on the back panel, and obviously that caused a bit of controversy with these people that get the early pairs. To the pair that I got, I was really happy with them. It was a pair I was always going to go for because I quite like that sort of like normal Dunk looking silhouette, and the fact that it's more of a like an OG cut and simple to wear, but it is Huff and it's an SB. And I really like the material. So it's great materials. It has a really nice finish and almost like that sort of vintagey but classy look to it, because you have the off-white or sail midsole laces and tongue, which I didn't realise until I got them in hand. And I like the Huff and the small metal swoosh on the toe box. I know a lot of people are a bit hit and miss on that. And then, of course, you've got the cutaway pieces on this that show you that orange tie-dye, which is like a nod to the OG High pair that had cracked black leather around and then the orange tie-dye. Now, the New York pair has blue tie-dye, and even though I'm very happy with the San Francisco pair, I do quite like the paneling on that, the colouring, the way that the white, where they've placed the white panels on contrast to the navy. And then again, another detail, you've got a 3M cityscape of San Francisco on this pair, and on the New York pair is of course the New York landscape. So all in all, a really, really nice pair. Obviously 20 years of Nike SB, and they are obviously tributing Huff, creator of Keith. So again, really, really cool. So to my number 4. Number 4, the Faust Nike SB Dunk High. So again, when I saw images of these, it was a must-have. I love the fact that it's got the graffiti on it. It's an all-black pair, so it's really easy to wear, and you're going to see a theme throughout this video of the pairs I pick are majority black, and just what I feel like are more easy wearable pairs. If they're easier to wear, they're more appealing to me, because obviously you want to get the most wear out of them. Faust, a New York graffiti artist known for a certain type of text or print, and I feel like he done an amazing job with this pair. I had a few messages back and forth with him on IG, and I feel like he does really communicate and reach out and like when people post and tag him in and stuff like that, and it's really nice to see that he's actually like being part of that. These were also to commemorate his friend that died in Afghanistan, Shaw, and you have little nods to this with Shaw being put on gold script on the pairs as well. I actually doubled up. This is the brand new pair, and then I got another pair that I've been wearing, and I managed to get both for retail. I feel like these were slightly slept on, and I think it is because it is a majority black shoe. Again, just like quite a lot of the picks, it is a quick striped box, and yeah, I feel like again with this pair they've really represented the graffiti side of the collaboration well, when you've got the stitching around the swoosh with the drips, obviously the graffiti text on the outer of the left, and then you've got this really nice script as well, really like slammed across the swooshes on the right side. Premium materials, the suede's really nice, the leather's really soft and supple, and then the sock liner is almost like a satin, and it's really soft, really silky. It feels really comfortable on feet. I do feel like they might need to break in a bit around the toe box area, but yeah, materials wise, really, really nice. Come with flat black laces. You also get flat laces that have got a gold fleck to them, another pair that have got like a black reflective flex to them, and then just a standard SB oval lace. That's the only lace that doesn't have the metal tips. All the flat laces have these really cool metal tips on them, which again makes these feel really premium, and it almost has that sort of like Marshall amp, sort of like the wires, the plug-in sort of look to it, with that sort of texture on it. And I think, yeah, again, it just adds to it, all these little details, and the fact that these are to commemorate someone, and the fact that it's showing Faust's artwork really well, and also the fact that they look superb, is why they are my number 4. So to my number 3, but before I talk about that, let me just quickly mention, the reason I haven't reviewed these just yet is because I actually wanted to get the special box. Now, the special box obviously went to friends and family, and I did put a bid in StockX to try and acquire that. It did get accepted, the bid, but when the shoes got shipped to StockX, they didn't verify it because they said it wasn't a special box. Now, the special box was black. It had the gold Faust script on it. Inside, it had a Moleskine notepad that was actually named to the person that it was receiving it in that Faust sticker-like design, and that sticker-like design was also a metal hang tag that was on the special box, and then it had the Debray that was black with gold Faust on it. Now, I actually thought the retail pair would come with the Debray and the hang tag. It didn't, and that was why I was so keen to acquire the special box. I haven't yet been able to, but maybe in the future I might manage to acquire the special box. I will hopefully dot images of the people that got and posted images of the special box. But yeah, to my number 3. Number 3 is the Knarhunter Nike SB Dunk Low, and yes, it is beautiful. So I really like this pair. Again, you can see the theme, it's another black pair, but again, it's really wearable. But there's a lot of other reasons why I picked this wear. Obviously, this pair. Now, Alyssa has done fantastic work when it comes to Nike SB. She's also got her own company, which is Knarhunter, which this is in collaboration with, and it's like a surf/skate brand. Previously, she'd released the Blazers that I actually managed to acquire this year. Really nice pair again, very subtle. You've got black, white midsole, and little details of the Knarhunter G on the swoosh. I've worn them quite a few times already, and I actually managed to get my missus a pair because I really, really like them and she liked them as well. So we've actually got 2 of the same, which I think is a first for us. The pair itself, the Dunks, these are representing her love of surfing, and it does it so well. So again, it is a quick striped box. But yeah, the materials, the little details, it really does represent it well. So some of the panels have this really soft, silky material, which is supposed to represent the wetsuit. And I did wonder how durable these would be when you are skating them. And I have seen people skating them, and it does seem to be a suede underneath that. So you do have some structure behind. Then you have this towel-like material on the toe box behind the swooshes around the cuff, and then a sort of like a more tougher, durable version of that, the sock liner. Now, Knarhunter, I think their first early product was a beach towel, so that is what that is representing. And I think also she likes the look of the Grateful Deads with that sort of like towel-like Sherpa-y material. So yeah, they've sort of incorporated it in this pair as well, and I think it works perfectly. You've also got these Velcro swooshes, which again, it's a nod to certain things of surfing, like ripping off the pull cord and stuff like that. And then they've actually coated the swooshes in a surfboard wax, which I think is really, I don't know, it's just a little detail it's something you've not seen before, and it obviously works so well with what these are trying to represent. And it goes to, as well, the little hang tag you got that said Knarhunter, which is to scrape off the old wax from your board. Originally, when I did the review of these, I thought this was an applicator. As you can tell, I've never surfed before, but it's something I want to change in the near future. This year I have found the sea, and I have found it very calming, and I've loved going in the sea, and next year I will definitely be going in the sea more, and maybe one day I will try surfing. A very hard sport, but it seems such a really enjoyable sport at the same time. So yeah, it was really cool. You got that, and then you got spare thin laces that I wasn't overly keen on, but I love the fact that you've got this elastic, almost like pull cord as your laces. Now, if you wanted to put the spare laces in or any other laces, you would have to cut to remove this, which I'm not willing to do. But the people that have done it, and I've seen a lot of people put white oval SB laces in them, it actually looks really, really cool. But I love the fact of what this is trying to represent, and I think it just makes it a little bit different. Really nice soft tongue on this, and then the insoles are this bright yellow. On the left side has got fun screen, so to represent sunscreen but in a fun way, and then on the right side you've got a snorkel NAR branding on the heels, NAR Hunter on the tongue, and they're just amazing. So these are a solid number 3 for me. But yeah, it might not be everyone's choice, but yeah, that is mine. So to number 2. Number 2, Concepts Orange Lobster Nike SB Dunk. Now, this might be a little bit controversial in the sense that all the pairs that pretty much majority of the pairs that I'm talking about are a darker colour, very subtle, but with little details and just like a more of an easier wear. And these are bright orange. But I've had the Syracuse regular dunks before because I like that orange pop, and obviously they had nice materials. And I really like the orange on these. Now, when it comes to lobsters, I love the heritage. I love the sort of SB history, and obviously Concept have worked very closely with Nike SB from early doors. But I've not really ever chased the lobsters before, mainly because I feel like it's a pair that non-SB heads try and acquire because of the hype and the prestige, and it sort of put me off. But I'm really happy to get this release that released in a period of time when I've been able to start collecting Nike SBs. And I am looking now back at the previous pairs and really appreciating them. I think the top one would still be the red, which was the first release, because it is the first release and it really stands for the lobsters. This would be the second out of all of the colorways released. That would be my second favorite, because I just think the orange is really, really nice. I love the teal laces, and obviously it's a pair I actually managed to acquire. And I love the fact as well that they put more of an OG cut again. So the purple and the green release had the new sort of like lace cover flap to the front, and I'm not sort of like saying anything bad against those pairs because they're cool pairs as well, and I'd really like the green pair. But I just love how they've gone back to the more OG cut without it. And there's been a lot of controversy when it comes to this pair because of early releases, about the colour of the bands, the actual special box releases. And that's another reason why I've put this to number 2, because of the fact they do that special box. They put so much thought into it. And yeah, it's just very appealing. The special box this year had the lobster on it in this framed looking box, and then it had the lobster on top of the phone, which was sort of a nod to Dali, if I remember correctly. It had different bands inside, so it had 20 years. I think they put sunglasses in there as well, and then it had the bear bricks, the smaller one, the big one. It had that orange colour and the speckling to make it look like the lobster sort of like paneling, and it worked really well. I'm not really a big fan of those sort of like bear bricks. I feel like they're quite expensive pieces of plastic, but each to your own. If you like collecting them, you do you. But yeah, again, I really like these, and I probably would now look back into the older pairs. The only disappointing thing with this release is whether you got a special box or a retail pair like myself, there was a lot of quality control issues, it seems, with a lot of pairs. With this pair, it was the stitching around. I saw people with stitching around, mine's not too bad, but it was the actual sole itself with the paint and the shape. And also I had the Nike stitching on the left heel a little bit skew-iff, but that is annoying. It's annoying that you get it, especially with mass-produced products with Nike SB. It seems to happen quite a lot, but there's so many benefits and pluses with this shoe that has led it to be my number 2. So, to the big one, to number 1. And I feel like a few people might know what I've chosen. And to my number 1, it had to be the Why So Sad Nike SB Dunk Low. So, when I saw images of these, obviously it is a beautiful looking shoe without even the collaboration of the Why So Sad. But because it is with Why So Sad and John Rattray's journey for mental health awareness and just sort of like understanding and helping other people to understand, I had to have this pair. Now, I got this pair, and I also got the Bruins that were released, which were a women's release, but they went up to a UK 9.5. Another pair that are really cool, and it was actually a silhouette that I've never had before, but I wanted anything to do with this release because I rate it so much. John Rattray, absolute legend when it comes to skateboarding, and I remember watching Blueprint videos when I was really in the scene, when I was actually skating when I was younger. And I think that back then I probably didn't even know his name. I used to watch those videos and not really know people's names. I just used to watch it for the skating. But I watched it recently, and him in the Zero video and stuff like that. And it's just really of that time, and it reminds me of good times. And I actually realised that majority of the music that I like today and that I find like classic was featured in those Blueprint videos. So it was really nice to look back at that, a really nice memory. And obviously he's doing a great job now with Nike SB, but he's a legend at the end of the day. So John Rattray, he started Why So Sad. Unfortunately, a few years before him starting Why So Sad, his sister passed, and he himself suffers from mental health battles, and he has created Why So Sad to sort of have this sort of like educational purpose, while also making it fun and including it and incorporating it with skateboarding. So why I feel like the actual dunk itself is really cool is because they've done the little details to represent Why So Sad really well. For example, you have the predatory bird on the left on the bicycle because they like to go cycling to different skate spots, and then on the right side you have the predatory bird on the skateboard, so obviously when they are skating them spots. The predatory bird was designed by John Horner. John Horner has obviously done a lot when it comes to this Nike SB collaboration as well, and I will get onto the little illustration he done as well that was released via Nike SB. Now John Horner has also done a t-shirt with Focus Skate Shop in Scotland. I was able to pick that up, and profits from that went to a mental health charity in Scotland. So that was really, really cool. I also come with this dope ass sticker. And back to the shoe. So yeah, you've got the predatory bird on left and right. You've got Why So Sad at the back of the tongue tags. You've got that question mark at the back of the heels to really put that point across. Really nice dark navy suede, this lighter blue, and then you've got these really dark swooshes. Now these dark swooshes have a removable paint on them, and over time they will wear away to reveal this bright yellow. Now when I first did the review of these, I was of the thinking that this was to reveal a brighter, happier time, and then I read something that it was actually stated by John Rattray, this is what they are supposed to represent, and I love that fact. Now I've removed, or tried to remove, majority of the paint from the inner left swoosh. I struggled, I didn't do the best job, and I actually ended up starting to remove the yellow. So I won't be removing any of the other paint on any of the other swooshes. I'm going to let them naturally wear away to show my journey, and that sort of like yellow just naturally coming out, which I think would be really nice. And the only thing that I like the look of but wasn't overly keen of, but it works so well with this collaboration, was the translucent outsole. So translucent outsoles, icy bottoms, whatever you want to call them, they look so good initially when you get them brand new, but as soon as you wear them they get dirty, they start to yellow and get really grubby quick. But I think it represents your journey, your progression really well. So again, it goes part and part with the actual collaboration that these are for. This is the only pair on my top 5 that comes in a general release box. That wasn't on purpose, and I actually feel like these should have been in a special quick strike box because they are so fantastic. But I love how much Nike SB, how much effort and work they put into this release. So on both the Bruins and on this the Dunk boxes, they had a little QR code. You scan it, it sends you to Nike SB's website, and then they talk about Why So Sad and John Rattray, and also the Ben Raymer's Foundation. They did these magazines, which is an illustration, which sort of like talking about backstory, and then obviously mental health, and it is John Horner's illustration, and these were given away in skate shops. So Nike SB gave skate shops that sold SB products the magazines and the stickers, and then when you bought products they'd include them, and I was able to get these from Sparky. I bought a skateboard and they kindly included the magazine and the stickers, which I was really appreciative of. I've got quite a few t-shirts now to do with Why So Sad. I bought the Why So Sad t-shirts from the actual Predatory Bird website. I will leave all these links down below. Proceeds from the t-shirts go towards mental health charities. And then I've got the Focus one, again proceeds went to mental health charities. And then I was also blessed, my good friend Paul, he actually bought me one of the releases from a skate shop in New Zealand, Bordertown. They did a Why So Sad t-shirt, again with proceeds going to charity, and he sent that through the mail, and I was really happy to get that. So I thank you lots for sending that t-shirt. It's a really cool t-shirt as well. Check on your homies on the back. And yeah, all round I feel like they've done so well with this collaboration, Nike SB, and I'm so happy to have acquired a pair. So these are going to be worn when I see a family and loved ones over Christmas. And yeah, tell me what you think of my top 5. I know it's a bit of an eclectic mix until we get to number 1. Tell me your top 5. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to be doing a lot more content next year. I'm going to really try and do a lot more videos, and I might even try and put out a few videos before the end of the year. But thank you for sticking with me. Hope you have a brilliant time over this holiday period. And yeah, it's Woodsy out.